البلاد قد عظمت فللأمجاد بانيها، ومن يسعى إلى العليا سيدركها بما فيها، ويبني مجده جذلا فروح الفذ يعليها، ليصبح همة تروي عن العليا مغاني.
كلما أرادوا أن يخرجوا منها من غم أعيدوا فيها وذوقوا عذاب الحريق. إن الله يدخل الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا، ولباسهم فيها حرير، وهدوا إلى الطيب من القول وهدوا إلى صراط الحميد. إن الذين كفروا ويصدون عن سبيل الله والمسجد الحرام الذي جعلناه للناس سواء العاكف فيه والباد، ومن يرد فيه بإلحاد بظلم نذقه من عذاب أليم. وإذ بوأنا لإبراهيم البيت مثابة للناس وأمنا واتخذوا من مقام إبراهيم مصلى. وعهدنا إلى إبراهيم وأذن في الناس بالحج يأتوك رجالا وعلى كل ضامر يأتين من كل فج عميق، ليشهدوا منافع لهم ويذكروا اسم الله على ما رزقهم من بهيمة الأنعام، فكلوا منها وأطعموا البائس الفقير، ثم ليقضوا تفثهم وليوفوا نذورهم وليطوفوا بالبيت العتيق. ذلك ومن يعظم حرمات الله فهو خير له عند ربه، وأحلت لكم الأنعام إلا ما يتلى عليكم فاجتنبوا الرجس من الأوثان واجتنبوا قول الزور. صدق الله.
I've carried this Quran with me in showing to those who may not be Muslims. This is how the book of Quran looks like. There are different sizes, and inside it's written in Arabic, the grammar one. There are different versions in terms of sizes or wording, but the content remains the same. Whether it is in Karamoja or Cape Town or New York, it's the same book. It has English translated copies and others in French and different languages, Kiswahili and so on. But this one is in Arabic, and it has about 600 pages, depending on the size. There are those with translations, big volumes. On Professor Google, you can cross-check and see translations are there in different languages. Quran is having about 6,000 plus ayat or verses. It's one of the most read book. Actually, the meaning of Quran is a recital, a book that is being recited a lot. It's the only book so far in human history that can be committed to memory. It's the only book that a person can memorize, no any other. And in future, I will request Chairman Mwasa or whoever to give me chance to choose a topic, because the topic of today is a bit polite, and yet we are in a very hot situation, the Middle East. If I had time, I would have just complimented what Dr. Yahya was really giving us. But all the same, my comments will be just accommodative, simply. And I'm also very grateful to Makerere University for giving us this audience. Previously, during our times, it was very difficult to access such facilities when you are a minority association. When I competed for being the president, the guild president here, it was very difficult to explain why would a Muslim be on the billboard, on the ballot box as a student, as a guild president, candidate. Before us, we had three, Isa Tarigola, Badru Seviara before, and Sarah Kajingo. I followed her, and Semjunganda. So that was our time, some many years ago. But the point is that to get this is an opportunity, and those of you who are here, don't take it for granted. We hope you can even become the Vice Chancellor in future. We just had one at the top, DVC, Professor Marka Kumba. That was the highest position so far we attained, but probably in future we'll get one as number one, inshallah. I wanted also to pose, I prepared simple slides, they're about 11 simple slides, but I'm not going to read because my throat is not very well, but mainly to pose a few questions and speak to a few slides. Question one, who are we? Where are we going? Why are we here? What is Islam? What is Quran? Where are the Hufadh? May I know, for example, by show of hands, do we have some Hufadh here? People who have memorized the Quran. Do you have some? Please feel free so that others can see. Okay, now, we need more in different regions at different levels. Harnessing peaceful coexistence with the different other lessons from the Quran. I think the crafters of this topic or the theme generally wanted to show us that Islam or Quran can make a contribution in making life better. Okay? Using our book, Quran, and our faith, Islam, we can improve in our family, in our community, in our universities, and the globe at large. And I think they were also looking at the global politics today, probably in the Middle East and beyond. And the two speakers did justice to that. And mine will just show that where we are today, 5th October, I don't know when this year began, and corresponding to the Halal, the Islamic calendar, you know, is a time that calls for rethinking ourselves. Dr. has talked about the jadwal or manhaj, the system of education curricula that we have being challenged. Check and try to think, and I will call for that by mentioning a few things. One, Quran as a word is in Arabic, but simply means a recital, a book that is mostly recited. And as you know, it is the only book so far that has all spheres of human life mentioned. When you read Surah Al-An'am, Ayah 36, مَا فَرَّطْنَا فِي الْكِتَابِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. Nothing was left out of Quran. Everything you have is mentioned. There are so many of these ayat. But from the curriculum point of view, which Dr. Yahya mentioned, I think there is another writer that even the curriculum we have about Quran today in Uganda lacks a lot because it was crafted by Christian thinkers and probably those who had studied history about Islam, but not theological. You may have someone going through nursery up to university, but not being able to read even a single page. Sheikh Mwasa, you know that. We have that challenge, the IRE curriculum. Very sick. A lot needs to be done. What is taught is just about history, but not real Quran, not real Islamic studies, but history, which is a challenge to our communities. Now, I think the goal of this presentation is basically to throw some highlights on Quran. Now, what is Islam? Our objectives, things that are not mentioned usually. One, there are 4 or 5. Our faith, our system, Islam, is having a mission. Islam is here to address 5 critical concerns. And when we say Islam, sometimes we use that synonymous with Quran. One, Hifdul Aqidah, Maqasid al-Sharia, the objectives of Islamic Sharia or our faith based on Quran is to address number 1, Aqidah, the understanding, the belief, the consciousness, the challenge of mindset. Those are the issues we grapple with today. Money, 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 money. Is money the end of it? Why are we? I mean, what is the objective of your stay or going to the university? Belief. What do you believe in? How do you manage that? 2, the issue of protecting human life. Allah gave us Quran and Islam to enable us protect our lives. What is happening around us of child sacrifice and political, all of the things which I don't want to mention, is a failure of humanity to protect the ideal of life. Giving life to life today is a challenge, okay? And enabling life to produce life is a greater one as well. Number 3, protection of property. Property and wealth. Islam protects, Quran protects your property, your life. The other one is honor and dignity and lineage. Without procreation of human beings, it's very difficult for us as human beings to have life continue. Blood lineage cannot exist when there is no marriage. In fact, one of my articles is on polygamy and the challenges of domestic issues, human life as it evolves, polygamy and marriage and inheritance and succession and child custody. Those are the domestic challenges we go through. Globally, just to talk briefly about population, see, we say we are Muslims, Islam and all that. As of yesterday, or as of 3rd October, according to Worldometer, the human population general on planet Earth is estimated at 8.179 billion human beings, about 8.1 in summary. And that is according to UN as well. Africa, 1.5 billion. Uganda, they estimate, just yesterday, but they released the UBOS report, put us at 45.9, which I disagree with, but that's their figure. And they said Muslims, you are only 14%, 13.7. They don't want to round up to 14, but even if we say 14%, telling us that we are only 6.2 million Muslims in this country when we are polygamous. Islam was here 33 years before Christianity. I think there is doubt. Scholars need to cross-check, and you young academicians, you may cross-check. But population is a strength. That's the point. We need numbers. We need numbers in order to be strong. Even if they kill 100, another 100 should come on the front, on the battlefront, and move forward. Now, our fundamental lessons we may capture from Quran as we harness the issue of coexistence and being together. Generally, Islam is a universal system. No any other system is a universal. I use that word system deliberately because in academics we don't say that Islam is a religion, because the word religion is limited to relationship between God and the Creator. Webster definition. But Islam is broader in terms of social, political, economic, and other spheres of life. So our system, our Islam, the nearest word could be a system. We may call it a system because it's broad and all-embracing. So it is universal. It teaches everything. And Ayah 60 verse 8 gives that. And you may also read 861. And in terms of our relationship, to speak to the topic, we are expected to be good to everyone. Allah told us, "La yanhakumullahu 'anil ladhina lam yuqatilukum fid din." Allah does not deny you from relating well with those that have not fought you on account of deen. Innama yanhakum 'anil ladhina qatalukum fid din. He only says, do not work with those that have fought you on the mission of faith. If in Palestine, for example, Muslims have been there with the Christians in peace, work well with them. Your neighbors might be Catholics or Anglicans. In Uganda, we have about 7 religions that are recognized by constitution. Islam, Christianity, and Christianity here you have Roman Catholic and Protestants, and from these you have so many others, Pentecostals and Jehovah's and so many others, Orthodox. Now we also have other new ones that are emerging, the Baha'i and others including the atheists and other Rastafarians. They also call themselves religion and so on. But the point is that those people who do not profess your religion, Islam, you are permissible, you are allowed to work with them. It's permissible to relate with them, as the Messenger did, in terms of business, politics, and so on. There's no problem. The challenge is with those who attack you on the matter of faith, Where you are attacked, you have a right to defend, self-determination. But the question of justice, al-adil, as Professor Kasule mentioned it, is a very important cornerstone in the subject of peaceful coexistence. Actually, we not only talk about coexistence, but we talk about accommodating one another, accepting, tolerating, because you cannot be the same. We are not uniform. Even these fingers are not the same. Your nails, they are not the same. You can, stay with a person of a different cultural background or different religious tradition, as long as you can work in harmony. I want to finish on point 2 of respect for diversity. We have cultural diversities. A Somali can marry Comoronian or Muganda and Mugisu. There's no problem with that. The challenge is with identity. Surah 49, Ayah 13 is the core one. Allah mentioned that, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء. Allah made you into nations and tribes that you know each other. That's the objective. The objective being a Ugandan or Kenyan, or regardless of your religious or family background, is not the important one. But the most important thing is for you to respect our diversities, to know one another and relate well. Keep blood relationship, keep your friendship, stay in respect of one another without dehumanizing one another. That's the overall thing. But for others to say you are superior over this, that's not a lesson from Quran. So we accept, not only tolerate, but accommodate others. Kindness and compassion is something very vital for us. As a lesson, we draw from the theme. We are kind. Muslims are supposed to be kind, even to their enemies. When you have your enemy as a neighbor or as a workmate, you know institutional politics. You're supposed to be kind. You're not allowed as a Muslim, for example, to attack non-fighters, even if you are in a war situation. Women, children, people in the worshiping places, people in the gardens. Why kill indiscriminately? Attack only those that have attacked you. That's the policy of Islam. So the culture is to be kind and considerate. And the system talks about the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. If you are on a road and you are a driver, why do you want to bypass or to overtake or behave on a road in a way that you don't want others to behave? Do the good to the rest as you would have liked others to do the same good to you. Okay? So that is Islam, and it's a lesson we learn from Quran. Forgiveness as a path to reconciliation is very vital. What happened in Rwanda, in other places of the world, in terms of genocide and so on, has a lot of lesson to us. You remember, which is not coming out in the media very well. I think Dr. Yahya, you are familiar with this. People in Rwanda of Christian religion or faith were running to mosques for safety. In 1994? You heard about that. Over 800 people massacred. But Muslims were protecting, Muslims of Hutu origin or Tutsi were protecting their emissaries from the other side because they were in a place of worship. They did not kill them. People were being collected in churches and burned. We have the cases in Kiwetere and in other records in this country. So Islam or Quran teaches reconciliation and forgiveness. Dialogue and mutual understanding is a virtue for us. Where you have people that you disagree with, dialogue, talk to them, talk to each other politely. You may agree to disagree. Even in our student life as Muslims, we can have these dialogues and interact with others because you are not the same. If Allah willed, He would have made all of us the same. Same language, same culture, same. But he made us different for reasons he knows better. So why should we try to force what cannot be achieved? Even in Quran, Baqarah 2 or 156, La yukallifullahu nafsan. No. There is that ayah. La yukiraha fi din. There's no compulsion. There's no use of force in deen. You cannot force a person to become a Muslim, or to veil, or to behave ABCD. Preach, say the truth, communicate, deliver the message, leave guidance to the Creator. But Islam has been misunderstood. There is a lot of stereotype and negativity being reported in Afghanistan and everywhere, creating stereotypes that Muslims are bad, they're this, they're that. That creates enmity. So let's try to use our platforms to enlighten the world. I'm ending on the point of arranging our future. Our future needs to be organized on the basis of intellectual growth. The rest of the world is communicating wrongly. BBC and CNN and others. So without media platforms, without social gatherings like these, without correct messages on TikTok, Twitter, WhatsApp, and so on, we may not be able to say the truth about ourselves. I think it is our honor to do that, and I would like to thank Froqan so much for creating this platform that has enabled us to interact. And I think in future, more interactions will be created for us to be able to document, not only communicate within ourselves, but also write down our history, for example, in this country needs to be rewritten. There is a lot of damage, a lot of danger that is being put on record, which needs to be put right. I want to say, Subhanakallah wa hamdik, shada la ilaha astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Amanya gange yeze Mwasa Qasim Ahmad nga nkola n'ekitongole kya Friends of the Quran. Kati ebbanga liwezera emyaka 3 egimudiringanwa nga tuteekateeka conference eza Qur'ani era nga tuzikola n'ekitongole kya Muslim Association of Uganda. Conference zino eno zigendereramu okwagasa abayizi Qur'ani abali mu institutions eza waggulu ate si kujagala bwagazi neno gikozesa okufuna okukosa information yayo mu butuufu bwayo okujja applyinga mu nsonga ez'enjawulo ezi happening mu ggwanga lyaffe ne yonna ne mu nsi yonna okutwalira ewamu. Conference y'omwaka guno twasalawo ne tukkaanya olw'embeera egenda maaso mu nsi okutwaliza ewamu twogere ku bikwagana ku emirembe mu nsi yonna era nga twafokasinga ku ky'okutunuulira Qur'ani nga ekitabo kyetusobola okubeera nga tukozesa okuzza emirembe mu nsi. Ebyuldingiddwa ku nsonga nti bwe tuba twetegereza ebigenda maaso mu nsi okulagana kungi okugenda maaso mu nsi mu kyombo kya Bwarabu oba gye tuta Middle East, ebigenda mu Gaza tubiraba, ebigenda maaso mu Syria, mu Lebanon, entalo ezo ezitaggwa. Twagadde leero mu conference eno tuzinuulire tulabe Qur'an etuyamba etya mu kubeera nga tugijjamu information esobola okubeera nga egonjoola ensonga ezo ezivaamu emirembe okubeera nga giggwawo mu nsi. N'ensonga gye twatunuulira okuzimba theme eyo era tulaba nti nno tulina bannaffe bangi abasiraamu abava mu nsi ez'enjawulo naye nga tibo bagenze mu nsi eza western countries oba nga ez'abazungu bafuna okuboolebwa era kibateekebwako mangu nti be bavaako ensibuko y'obutabanguko mu nsi zaabwe. So conference entugireese kwebuuza kibuuzo ddala obuzibu bw'obutabanguko mu nsi muno emigembe okubeera nga gyonooneka kiri ku busiraamu, ensonga oyo eva ku ki? Tubadde ba professor waneeno ba doctors abaitunyonnyodde ne bagenda mu bwovu n'obugga obw'ensonga zino era conference tutuzo gimalira nga batutegeezezza nti nno ebimu kubereeta okutabanguka emirembe mu nsi muno z'ensi ezimu oba abantu abamu okulooza nti banjawulo ku ki ku balala, n'ensonga y'okubeera nga yetwa colonialism oba abantu okujja ne bafuga bannaabwe ne baba imposingako endowooza zaabwe. So ensonga eyo erabise nti nno yemu ku nsonga enkulu ennyo eziviiriddeko ensi okubeera nga etabanguka olw'abantu abamu okulooza nti no banjawulo n'abaagala okubeera nga bakontrolinga abalala, naye ng'ekyamazima si busiraamu bwe buvaako ensi okubeera nga emirimu gitabanguka. In fact tufunye okusomesebwa wano nti nno ate yo Qur'an eyogera kirala nnyo ku nsonga y'okubeera nga tuzza emirimu mu nsi, etukubiriza okubeera nga tutoleretinga abantu okwongana nabo newankubadde nga tetwawukana mu nzikiriza, etukubiriza okusonyiwaŋŋana, etukubiriza okuba ne dialogue okubeera nga tuteesa ku bitwawula tusobole okubeera nga tufuna solution eyawamu. So bw'otunuulira ensonga y'emirembe ng'ova mu Qur'an olaba nti kyeyogera kirala nnyo, naye waliwo abaputukidde ensi aba imposingako endowooza zaabwe nti nno obusiraamu bwe buvaako obutabanguko obwo. Conference eno tuzikoze mu bayizi kubanga be balina capacity erowooza n'okufumiitiriza olw'okuba nga bali mu environment ey'okusoma n'okubeera nga baquestioninga ebintu. So conference zino zituyambye nnyo era twagala okubeera nga tutegeeza abayizi bonna abatasobodde kujja mu conference eno nti Froqan ne MSAU buli mwaka tujja kubeera nga teekawo conference nga tunuulira ebizibu ebitusomooza ebyenjawulo ebiri mu ggwanga lyaffe ne mu nsi, n'ate nga tusobole okubeera nga tunoonya solutions okuva mu Qur'ani biidhnihi subhanahu wa ta'ala. So tusimye nnyo Salaamu TV okubeera nga teyawukanye naffe ebbanga lyonna bwe tuba tubayise okukwata ensonga zino ensi etegeere ki ekigenda maaso ebadde ejja nebeerawo. So tubeebaza nnyo era tusaba Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala abeere nga abamu ekisinga obulungi. Nsigadde yenze Mwasa Kasim Ahmad, Chairman Friends of the Quran.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Erinnya lyange nze Kulumba Shafik, omuyizi wa Makerere University. Olunaku olwaleero nfunye omukisa okubeera nga neetaba mu MSAU Froqan Conference mwaka 2024 wa Makerere University. Mubadde ba keynote speakers nga Professor Umar Kasule ne Dr. Yahya Seremba. Batusomesezza omugaso oguli mu kusonyiwagana. Newankubadde nti obusiraamu lunaku olwaleero tuyita mu kusomozebwa okwenjawulo n'okulumbagana okwenjawulo okuva eri abantu oluusi abasiraamu n'abatali basiraamu, naye batusomeseza nga batulaga obusiraamu buyigiriza nti okusonyiwa kye kisinga okuba ekirungi tusobole okubeera nga tuteekawo emirembe. Nkubiriza abayizi abalala n'abasiraamu abalala okwetooloola ensi yonna okubeera nga beenyigira mu misomo nga gino. Njizeemu nnyo era ndi musanyufu nebaza abategesi MSAU ne Froqan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rahmanuddin Nabakomeko, an IUIU student. Onakorayo tuli ku Makerere University, MSAU Froqan Conference. So onakorayo theme ebadde about global peace, mirembe. So senjizemu onakorwa leero okuuma emirembe. Abantu abasinga balowooza nti n'abasiraamu ffe nga omuwulira ezo entalo zonna those post-conflict countries, abantu abasinga balowooza nti nno abasiraamu ffe tutabangula emirembe, n'obusiraamu kyo kyennyini kitegeeza mirembe. So mbakubiriza okuuma emirembe. Omuntu abanga akulumbye kirungi osonyiwe, tuprioritizinga kusonyiwa. If not, lumba oyo yennyini naawe ezzaayo, naye oyo yekka akulumbye si kutwaliramu n'abalala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Nga woolabye bwe tukakugambye nti tugenda batugenda e Makerere tulabe bwe mutwe mubirabye ndowooza mubiyizi omulamwa gwa leero gubadde gwakuuma mirembe. So kansubire abavubuka mwenna aba universities n'abasobodde okubeera noza mulabye abakulu be boogedde, abayizi be boogedde, kubanga kuuma mirembe. Njagala obeebaza mwenna ababaddeko ne mulaba biki, ate njagala obagamba nti wiiki ejja tulina kye tugenda okuleetera kye tuyise candidates departure oba okusiibula bakandidates bonna. Buli bakandidates gye bali nga banatera okuba nga bakola ebibuuzo byabwe, tugenda batubakutuusaako batubuulire memories ze bafunye, tugenda ba full package gwebeera bwezi ku Salaamu TV. Wabula olwaleero njagala kukoma wano mbaagalize wiiki ennungi. Salaamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
قد عظمت فللأمجاد بانيها ومن يسعى إلى العليا سيدركها بما فيها ويبني مجده جذلا فروح الفذ يعليها ليصبح همة تروي عن العليا مغاني.